Hey
Hi,
everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. Gopher.
yes,
Because I'm going to go and see if there's a package at the door for
delivery
Banshee.
for me. So Mr. O, the Gopher, and me, Banshee. Hi, welcome to the show, everyone. We've had quite a week this week. Getting ready for our taxes. We have an appointment tomorrow, and I'm still pulling it together. I got a couple forms to copy, and then me and Mr. O have to go over everything tomorrow to make sure nothing's missing. Anyway, fun times, fun times. No luck?
Nope, nope.
Ha! They have let me down. Okay. Thank you. Well, at any rate, the other news is, and I was waiting for Mr. O to get back for that, he's already mentioned some things out here about his condition, and that kind of took us both by surprise. But one thing is sure here, and this is something for everybody to consider. If you really feel in your gut something's wrong, even though you've been given a diagnosis or you just feel unsettled and want to be sure, follow up. You know, get a second opinion, ask for more tests, whatever the case may be. I mean, he had his, and this is nothing personal. The ear doctor diagnosed him with something, and the doctor said, well, you don't need your MRI. This is going to resolve itself. But if he didn't go and keep that MRI appointment, he would have never known he had a stroke. So, but something told us maybe just to keep the appointment, right, Mr. O?
It's true. Did you tell them already? Thanks, Shirley and everyone.
Just in brief. So, yes, he's had, what they done. His doctor called him on Tuesday and said the MRI revealed he had a stroke.
But I meant that, I just felt like I needed to ask the cards if I should keep the appointment.
And the reason was because I mentioned him earlier. I says, do you really want to drop that appointment? Don't you want to be safe and just know nothing else might be going on? And he consulted his cards. And his cards told him in no uncertain terms to keep the appointment. So, that's not to say, our card readings are always accurate, but what I will say is if your gut, your cards, your own tools, your gut is telling you something, then go with it. That's the lesson. Because really, it worked. And I'm wearing my lucky shirt today because I feel we're darn lucky. He's been lucky twice in the last 2 weeks, actually. He's lucky he found this out. And he's lucky his car broke down so close to home. He had a major car malfunction. And if he was stuck on, if that happened to him on a freeway, he could have been hit by another driver. So I'm just saying, lucky, lucky, lucky.
Thank you, everybody. I receive your healing and good wishes. I really appreciate it.
And I feel lucky.
You do.
I do.
So here we are, and we're going to do our card for the collective.
It's going to be from, of course, because I'm still hoping spring is coming. We had a really cold day
Seasons
today.
of the Witch, Ostara. And of course, Ostara is the spring equinox. Or how it's referred to sometimes.
I love spring equinox. It's my favorite time. The spring and the fall equinox. There's just something about that moment of, perfect balance between the light and the dark. I just eat that energy up. I love it.
Well, of course, spring equinox changes every year slightly. It may be the 20th. It may be up to the 22nd. But my grandfather, my mother's father, who was a lovable old guy, he was very proud that he was born on the first day of spring, which for him, his birthday was March 21st. And of course, a lot of times, that's the one that gets it. It's about right in the middle there.
And of course, it's the start of Aries season.
Yay!
Which, since my birthday keeps up the rear in Aries, you'll be hearing about it all Aries season. Woohoo! All right. Oh, just one. Did you pull two?
Nope.
Okay.
Moon milk.
Oh, moon milk.
Moon
Sounds
milk.
familiar. I've had that before. What number?
I don't remember that here.
I do. What number?
It's 24.
Might have
Hey,
had it
Kara.
for somebody's individual readings. Hey, Kara.
So your brother has my grandfather's birthday.
Ah.
Please tell him to give it back.
Anyway, moon milk. Relaxation, peacefulness, grounding rituals, and stress relief. Boy, that comes at a good time for us here. Moon milks are a warm, soothing, grounding, and nutritive-rich drink often used as a way to unwind at the end of the day. They are traditionally plant-based and can be customized with various herbs, adaptogens, and spices to promote sleep, better digestion, increased immunity, or general stress relief. In addition to their contributions to better welfare, they are also incredibly comforting. Having a daily moon milk ritual and a grounding ritual of any kind will give you something to rely on. Hi, Sonny. Especially, come on, Sonny. Especially during, now where was I? Especially during those times when it feels as though many things are beyond your control. There are moments you can manage by deliberately creating any type of mood or environment that supports your holistic well-being. You are being guided to prioritize more moments of traditional self-care. Things such as sleep, eating foods that are rich in vitamins and minerals, meditation, drinking more water, and gentle but restorative movements are all supported upon pulling this card. This is your invitation to turn your focus on yourself, listening to your body and its current needs. Additionally, you are encouraged to establish a practice of returning to your bliss and peace of mind. You may also consider taking a mental health day by yourself to recharge.
And this one's a really good one for me too. And I should let you know that, of course, my future looks bright with appointments with cardiologists and neurologists. I have to schedule an ultrasound. I have to wear a heart monitor for 2 days perhaps. And of course I have blood thinners to take. And I'll probably learn more about what a better diet I should do and what are the do's and don'ts that I shouldn't do, that kind of thing.
Right. He's just waiting for the referrals. Come on, doctor. Send
I know.
them.
You had an incident, but now you're going to have to wait days to get your
We don't know
referrals.
when, and that's the thing. I think the neurologist might be able to tell him, where in the brain it hit and what that affects, and some other things, like maybe even how long ago it was. They might be able to tell. I'm not really sure. So maybe that ultrasound also will show some things. But I'm not sure what they're ultrasounding because, is it the heart? Because he is going to a cardiologist too.
Well, they said they were ultrasounding my head.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an ultrasound of my head.
Okay.
I could tell them there's nothing there.
I could tell them that. Leave that to me. Anyway.
Indeed.
Well,
Alrighty.
all I have to say about this is clear. Take care of your body. Listen to your body and respond to what it needs. It's really important. Self-care, That's all I can say.
Like the old song goes, it wasn't really a song, but I really like it. He's a health fanatic from A Music War. I'm not a health fanatic, but I'm a person who has done maybe a little bit more than maybe most people my age to try and stay in shape. I've tried to exercise most of my life because I knew as a child I had some limitations. I had some health problems. I broke my head open once and had to have stitches. I've had pneumonia. I've had infectious diseases that quarantined me, and I had them again as an adult. And, I've tried to keep, my weight, solid, stuff like that.
He's the only member of his family that naturally did not turn diabetic.
But I worked at it.
I need this fixed. I need this fixed.
Okay.
It's killing me. We have a light show going on here, a strobe light, and it's going to give me a major headache.
I should be dancing.
Do I have to get up and do it, or can you do it? Thank you. So,
Oh,
I'm kind of tied in here. I have
you make
cords
me
all over
dizzy,
the place.
dear.
So, here's the deal. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. And also, listen to your body. I think that's the big thing. I see some of the things here like ask lots of questions. I told Mr. O sometimes he needs to hear it from other people. He should be writing down questions now as they come in his head. Because if he waits till that last day, he's going to wait till forget a lot of important questions he needs to ask. So I'm hoping he's doing that because we've been talking about some of the things he needs to look into and ask about. Anyway, but taxes are on our brain right now, and it's been very taxing.
Our appointment is tomorrow.
All right, I'm going to go and post the list. I think Kara has come in, and
we've kept you long enough, everyone.
Nobody else.
But we thank you. And I know Aaliyah was first.
Aaliyah is first. So let me post the list and update that. Okay. Okay. Your deck first. That's right.
Yes, I'm grabbing it.
All right.
Even as we speak.
And did we get a question?
I don't know. I don't think we did. Aaliyah, are you here?
Hey, Aaliyah, if you are here, post a question. I'm going back to check.
Me too. You know, I'm not really seeing that.
Aaliyah,
there it is.
Okay.
Thank you. Right at the end there.
2 customers. One of them was flipping out because the card wasn't working. Ah. Okay. Well, that's a good question. How do you want to handle that? 3 cards, or do you want to do a yes, no? I'd do 3 cards and
then if we need a yes, no, we can do it.
Interesting.
Are they going to? Yeah, that is a good question. It's not typical of a scam that I might have heard about.
Well, there's so many.
But there's
scams.
always a new one, right?
Right? Yeah.
I hope that wasn't the case.
Me too. And speaking of hydration, we were talking about health stuff.
Thirsty.
Hydration is so important. I drink a lot of water now, and I'm supposed to with my cancer. And I think here, you see it's a little bit pink. I put in just a little bit of fruit juice in here to liven it up a bit. So if you don't like water alone, just put a little bit in. Just a little bit helps, and it makes it taste better. Put some lemon in it. I love lemon water.
Well, Aaliyah, I don't understand exactly what your business is, and that's okay. But I don't know that it's a good idea to get into that habit, of offering to take care of that.
She may not be. She may not be.
All right, I'm just saying that's all. Yeah. So anyways, here's your cards. And the first one is the Sun reversed.
Cashier.
Okay. And then we have the 4 of Wands, and it's upright. And then we have the reversed Queen of Cups. So you're basically wondering, will they actually pay up? And, of course, in Lenormand, Banshee pulls a ship. Whoops. And the Rider.
I don't know. I think we will definitely have to do the
it's slightly ambiguous, I could say.
Well, it's slightly ambiguous because there's movement in that Lenormand. Are they moving towards you, or are they moving away from you? Are they moving towards paying you, or are they just taking the groceries or whatever and running? Whatever they bought and running. That's the question.
Well, I almost wonder if, just from the overall feel, if it's more like it's just forgotten and not so malicious, perhaps.
Well, I don't know about that. But, there may be a reason to celebrate here. They may come through. The Sun reversed kind of indicates, now if you paid for 2 people's things, I don't know if it was just one person or 2, maybe one of them will fess up. Maybe one of them would pay. But, it just looks like maybe there's a limited success. There's some success, but it might be limited. A reason to celebrate. And that Queen of Cups, I wonder about that reversed, because
That's the thing that pulls me
that's the thing too that makes me wonder, because I almost feel that could indicate they're playing some emotional game with you, and they maybe they took advantage of your good graces, and they're not going to come and pay. So
Two people, one order. Okay.
What was that?
Two people, one order.
Okay, got it. So I really wonder, but I think we'll have to do a yes/no to clarify, because it could really go either way here. You have some positive cards in this reading, so... But that Queen is a real red flag to me. I just wonder if they are just, not going to do it. It has a tough economy right now. People are...
Well, and the thing is like, I feel is like they could just actually forget, and then the longer they forget, when they do remember, they sort of feel cheesy, so they might feel like, well, you probably forgot, so therefore it's okay.
I mean, if they use your store all the time,
that's true too.
That might be something they're not going to want to, leave hanging. You're not going to forget.
So this is your method, isn't it? All right.
Yes. Well, yeah. Not
well,
mine.
the one you know.
Yeah.
And it's the Three of Swords reversed, which is no.
It means no, but that's really interesting to me.
It's the three.
Because that means in a way there's some sort of recovery, or you'll just get over this and realize,
Well, another meaning is that maybe for whatever logistical reasons, they might say, oh, we're sorry, we can't pay, but I wanted to tell you I'm sorry.
I don't know if they would do that.
But, I know. I'm trying to be hopeful here, but...
Well, kudos to Mr. O, because I'm very cynical these days. And he likes to give some people the benefit of the doubt. So that's why we're good cop and bad cop here sometimes. But I'm leaning towards no, that they may not come back. But, you'll just realize, okay, because maybe they really have a hardship going on, and they couldn't pay. They're behind with their credit bill or whatever it is.
And I'll have to be honest, Aaliyah, I can totally relate to that, because I've worked as a cashier of sorts where I've had to collect fines for late books. I work in a library, things like that. And sometimes, there are things that I try to go softer on. One of them is like sometimes people don't always have to pay right now, even though they owe something. And so I sort of don't tell them that, because I figure the next person will tell them.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm a little afraid of confrontation too. I don't know. That's me. I'm not saying that's you.
Well, I see why your coworkers might do that. Uh-huh. Maybe some of them, are a little bit more cynical like myself. and maybe they've heard it all too. But... sometimes you feel you got to do what you've got to do. I think, frankly, I'll just say it, you did something really nice there. And they should appreciate you and pay you back. They should do that. And hopefully they will. Well, I'll tell you what, if they do come back and let us know. We would love to know. All right? Absolutely. All right, so that's what we have for you, and Jackie is up.
Those precious fluids. So it's your up anyway.
Yes, it's my deck. And I'm going to look up Jackie's Oracle card. Oh, an Oracle card. Absolutely, Jackie. Boy, I've got a lot to choose from here. Let me see. I don't know if I've used a Liminal Forest for you. I think I'm going to do that one. Such a beautiful deck. Do you have this one? I don't remember if you got this one. It's so
Do I have what?
Jackie, the Liminal Forest.
Liminal Forest?
I'm talking about Jackie. She wanted an oracle.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
Why would
it's
you talk to me?
It's not always about you, Mr. O.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Really is a gorgeous deck. I love it. And very profound. She did a great job on this one. I found out the deck that I have been waiting for, the tarot, I don't know if it's called the Garden of Enchanted Creatures Tarot or something like that, is finally going to get mailed in July. It's a year. I've been waiting a year for this deck. And she is just now writing the interpretation for the cards, the booklet. So, and she said the deck is
Do you
done.
know one that has like Moon Garden in the name? An older one?
Tarot of the Moon Garden.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
I think
have
we've
it.
only used it once or twice
I
here.
need to bring it out again. I thought about that one.
I like that one.
I know, it's really
I want to use
pretty.
it for the card of the day maybe sometime.
Oh, okay.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Holy Hannah? What's
Yeah,
that?
she's talking about me having to wait a year for a deck.
Oh,
okay.
I'm
all for supporting creators. But this deck was promised to come out in January.
It is.
Then there was excuse after excuse while other products were being released. And I'm just not very happy about that. So, or being re-released. I understand she's a parent. She's a creator. I love her dearly. But this was kind of almost a deal breaker for me. I am sure it's going to be a fantastic deck, though. All of her decks are. Ooh. Wow, Jackie, this is pretty, but it's talking about a serious subject. It's talking about, look at that card. It's talking about walls. And notice how that fox is protected there in his little, shelter.
Aw, that is so cute.
Wow.
That's a pretty little card.
Now, she gets a little bit personal with her interpretations. She says here, those who know me know I'm a big fan of boundaries. If you don't have the bandwidth to add another task to your day, it is okay to say no. At times, establishing perimeters is essential. It's necessary to step back and carve out space to concentrate fully on tasks demanding complete focus. Initially, these boundaries may seem modest and crucial, saving our mental well-being. Saving our mental well-being. However, a challenge arises when we grow comfortable leaning into that wall. What may have begun as setting boundaries transforms into an avoidance of vulnerability. For a little while, at least, life was so much easier. When we use these walls not as temporary refuges to rejuvenate our strength, but as shields from confronting challenging scenarios, they inadvertently grow taller without our awareness. That wall makes it easier to use the excuse of not having the time to contribute. No, too busy behind the wall of work to help you or join in. Sorry. But in reality, it may be the fear of ending up in an uncomfortable situation that masks itself as boundary setting. That's a really valid point here with boundaries and walls. It's one thing to use them to protect yourself, to also, because sometimes we encounter dangerous people or situations and we have to set our ground rules. And it's okay also to set boundaries as to what you will do and what you won't do. But if you're using them to shelter yourself from things that really need to be confronted, that you really you should not be avoiding, that's another matter entirely. So take this message to heart. This is either a time to, fortify your boundaries or create some boundaries where maybe you need some, or to maybe, to maybe pull them down in some areas where you need to be more vulnerable and open.
So I pulled Lenormand for you.
Wow.
And our first one is the house. So talk about walls. A house has walls. But also the fish. And I guess if I tried to pair these ideas,
I want to hear you.
Maybe it's saying that, the time to focus and let natural abundance come to your home, and maybe by way of just saying, let yourself be protected, let yourself not be pulled into the idea that you give too little or too much, that your boundaries are appropriate for that flow.
Right. But you know what? Now that I see the fish with the house, and I think about the house being comfort and security, and the fish meaning abundance, maybe this is a time you need to set more boundaries.
Ooh.
I'm thinking that because it's saying here that maybe multiple situations or people, maybe, wanting to kind of take advantage
I
of
like
things,
that.
your time, your energy, whatever, and you have your right to your comfort zone, what's comfortable for you. So don't let a lot of things get thrown at you that you just don't just accept it. Just say, hey, one thing at a time. I'm only one person, and I only have so much time. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
All right.
Yeah, I should have let you throw the Lenormand first because I would have went right with that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that played out.
It did. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, baby.
That's the way it works sometimes. All right.
Alrighty. So it's Ari.
Hey, Ari.
Ari. And let's see.
Our season is coming, Ari.
Yeah, I remember that about the Applebee's. So basically, I guess you're asking if it's still the case that it looks like you would get fired from there at some point, or it wouldn't be a permanent job.
Well, you're right. Maybe things could change over time, so we don't mind checking
No,
that
it's
again.
true. It's true.
So
I
you
mean,
want to
that's-
know if the energy has shifted and changed, and if you should try to, go for a job at Applebee's again.
Right, that if your interview works out and they ask you, should you accept that? I get it. Okay. So I'm going to use the Star Spinner Tarot.
Sonny, I need you off my computer with that tail. Nope, there you go again. My computer is full of cat hair, no doubt, which is probably why one of my keys does not work. They're constantly all over it here with their shedding fur. See, I'll try to turn it that way. There we go. And then he's going to move. Anyway.
Aw. Silly guy. Boo.
Okay, Jackie.
All right, here's the cards.
I may actually read that email once I'm done with taxes. Oh, my God. Oh,
So the first card is the Empress reversed, and basically asked the question the kind of way we were talking about here: has the energy changed at all? Would it still be a bad fit for you at Applebee's, or will it still result with that outcome? Okay, card 2 is the reversed Five of Wands. I almost feel like that came up before too, in a way. I don't remember
That's
exactly.
a long time ago.
I know it was a while ago.
That.
And then, of course, the star, and the star is upright, so that's pretty nice.
Well,
We have
wait
the
a minute.
tree.
Was that first? No. This was first. I'm sorry.
So the tree was first in the Lenormand.
That was first.
And then the whip.
Yep. Because I was looking at it that way.
All right, so the Empress reversed. It may have shifted a little bit. Some things look hopeful towards the end there with that star.
The
But
Empress
that,
is stagnation, though. The Empress is almost like kind of no movement energy though. Mr.
Right, or it
O.
could be saying that, you would need to give yourself a bit of sanity checks or self-care on your own, to deal with maybe a sense of strife there. Because the Five of Wands maybe points to the idea, in my sense, that either there's a competition inverse equality, like maybe you feel like you're either too busy, or maybe you feel like you're really bored there because maybe things aren't interesting enough on some level or on the actual skill work level.
Well, actually, I don't know. I was looking at the Five of Wands a little bit more generically, and I kind of felt here that maybe that was the energy shift, that there's been some stagnation, that it still would not, maybe it would also make you feel, how do I want to say this, maybe less interested in the job once you're there. You know what I mean? Like maybe the energy shifted enough that you'd get hired there, but you might feel as though you're stagnating there, or you're struggling there in some way to be productive. Maybe you don't even feel like going in some days. I mean, I'm getting that kind of energy from the Empress reversed. But now the Five of Wands, I'm looking at that a little bit differently, because I'm feeling the Five of Wands is about kind of things calming down a bit, like, or you walking away from conflict or things that are bad for you. So does that mean you're walking away from Applebee's? So in other words, maybe you wouldn't get fired from Applebee's, but you might not want to stay there very long. I personally feel this is your own decision, but I feel here that if you're making that decision, then the energy has shifted for you to possibly be going to Applebee's. And that's reflected in the star. There is some hope here that, you could work there and not get fired. But I'm going to go right to the Lenormand, if you don't mind. Because this kind of bugged me too when I saw this. It's almost as if your working there is going to teach you some tough lessons. It's almost as if you're going to, I just feel like, it's going to be some pressure on you there that maybe you aren't realizing, And so that's why I'm wondering here if you're going to be the one to decide at some point to go somewhere else. But hey, you need a job, so I would just say apply at Applebee's and see where it takes you. That star is hope. Like that maybe there is some destiny there. And maybe you have to go through working there and experiencing this to then maybe aim for something else, aim for something higher.
Yeah, and I kind of like that because I'm seeing the top tarot cards as sort of the range or flow of time here, and that maybe, hi Jefferson, but maybe the idea of the Empress reversed at first says like coming on board has a sense of, that kind of feel like, it's not engaging enough, or it feels like it's slow getting you acquainted or with your routine or moving ahead. But something seems to say stick with it, and maybe some of that falls away is how I can also look at that, and that it does bring the sign of hope. But maybe that whole experience makes you realize you have a little bit more confidence. They are interesting, I think, because I agree with Banshee, and the final result is that there's some growthful lessons that will come to you, and they may make you realize that you have the abilities to go somewhere even better, possibly, or that you just do need to feel you've outgrown this situation. You've taken what you can from it and found, the hope, to move ahead to the future. The star card is like destiny for the future. So wherever this ends, it sort of says you got a better future beyond that. That's a good way to look at it to me.
It could be that too. I can't rule that out. But I have a feeling you could get in there. You could get in there.
Yep.
And it'll be up to you if you want to stay or go. Because I think that in my mind, the Five of Wands is indicating that, that you might decide, this isn't for me after all. But you never know until you get in a job sometimes if it's really going to work out for you or not. So good luck with that. I say give them a shot. It looks like now the cards are saying, why not? You may not stay, and maybe you'll get some valuable lessons. They may be hard ones from this experience. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Ari.
Knowledge is power, as they say. All right, I'm going to post the list again. Nada
And I
is
think
up.
Nada is up. Mm-hmm.
Well, you may for a while. I mean, maybe it's pressure that will build up over time. It does sound like it could be a little bit problematic from the start. Like you just might not. He says it's a matter of training. It could be, or it just could be that there's just too much pressure being put on you in some way, and it's making you feel sluggish or non-productive.
I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah, I do.
I guess there's a mixture of things going on here, and so some of it is maybe a challenge to you to understand where you really feel comfortable here. But it looks to me like it may still lead, even in the short term, with something more valuable to you. You just got to decide how tall a road is, as you say.
All right.
And so we're waiting for Nada, and I don't know if Nada's here, but
Is there a question or no?
we didn't find a question there. Okay. So go ahead and give us one if you're watching.
Yeah, Nada, we need a question right now. I mean, it's still early. I can put you at the end of the present list if you don't let us know you're here.
We'll give you another moment.
So we do want to remind people of some upcoming shows. Mr. O's got his emotional exchanges tomorrow.
Oh, I was going to...
Oh, that's a good one. Happy hour is going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this week.
Thank you for that.
Mr. O is working, so we have to schedule it later. Mr. O, talk about your emotional exchanges then.
I would, but I don't seem to have a little play card for it, so I'll just have to talk about it. It's real. There's Nada. Hey.
Hi, Nada. Post your question.
I do 2 cards from the same deck, and I'm using the Modern Love Tarot. The top card is, and this is for each sign of the zodiac, is that vibe you're going to feel this week. The bottom card is, will you be lucky in love? And that can be easily translated to any spectrum of love or that continuum you wish. And I give a little meditation in the beginning with the Universal Love Oracle. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary the Aries. Look at you on the list.
What are you expecting in March? What's waiting for you in March? Okay. Thank you, Mary. Earlier in the chat, I explained my health journey, so I may mention again, or you can scroll back through the chat.
We'll probably be mentioning it on other shows just to keep people up. I mean,
of course,
we don't know where things are going to lead, so we may have to postpone shows if he has to have tests or some procedures done, and it may be nothing at all. Mr. O is doing fine right now.
It's your deck.
Yeah, and I was going to grab one. I actually was.
So now ask, what's waiting for me in March?
Okay.
Well, yes, it's off to a hot start. Who knows, right?
I've definitely got you on the list, Mary.
Yes,
I'll post
Mary,
it after this reading.
All right. Thanks for leaving the question, too.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And what was it again about March, right?
What's waiting for them in March?
Well, it's the Ace of Cups reversed. Oh, man. The Queen of Swords reversed. But the Nine of Pentacles is upright. I think it's a mixed bag kind of reading for me. I have a feeling.
Okay, and
Oh,
garden tower, eh? So in Lenormand we have a garden, but we also have the tower. And it's not like Tarot's tower, but it does have implications. Well, that could be a marriage, actually, or going to a wedding. Because, so I don't know if you know anybody who's getting married, but could be a wedding in March that you are attending.
And if you're not planning on getting married quickly, it's not for you. But it could be that.
It's kind of interesting considering the tarot.
It could be something else. Well, I'm not sure everything ties together here, because when we do a reading sometimes for the week or the month ahead, sometimes I'll see different things going on because the month is a long time. And so, like during this month, I feel here, you might get some disappointing news about a decision or a move somebody's making, whether this is at work or whether this is, let's say, you wanted to make a purchase and you were applying for a loan or whatever. You might get disappointing news. If you're a student and you were expecting a good grade on a project, you might get some disappointing news about a decision that was made, how they graded you, right? So I think these two tie together, that this is something that you will be facing this month. Some decision that maybe it's a decision even, Nada, that you have to make, but you don't feel good about making this decision. It makes you feel bad, but it's a decision that you feel is in your best interest. Don't you often say that about the Queen of Swords reverse?
I do feel that. I feel that sometimes this is a person who feels that they're getting some flack or criticism from others or pressure from others, but they realize this decision is one they must make for their best interest. And I almost feel like I have to ask if there is some relationship issue going on, and that maybe this is a question about ending or altering a relationship of some sort. It's almost tempting to say like maybe somebody else is getting married because you're not, or something's changing. And I could explain that more, but it just sort of feels like that. Maybe there's a sense of feeling better on your own in some situation. So it may not be about a marriage, but maybe saying a relationship is altered or a big decision has to be made, and it avails you with maybe more comfort on some level.
Well, I mean, I could see it being a relationship issue too.
It could be other things. I agree.
But the Nine of Pentacles is here to say this. At least it seems as though your business financial world might improve. If you're looking for work or a job, for example, you might find something that really fits you to a T. This could also be about your home life. That, there's a lot of comfort. There may be some work that you might be wanting to get done on the home, or that you yourself want to do. And when I say that, I'm speaking in terms of maybe things that bring you joy or happiness. Like, for example, buying some nice artwork or different things to decorate the walls of your home with. Possible gardening could be indicated by this card, and starting a garden and just beautifying your surroundings and enjoying your home life. I think that's also featured in this month ahead. I really think these two things are separate, what's going on here. And also maybe even the Lenormand. The Lenormand indicates to me that either there's some happy occasion going on that you will be attending, and oftentimes when I see something like the Tower, which talks about legal or possible legal documents and stuff, or government things, and the Garden, which is about social parties or activities, it could indicate a marriage, but a wedding. But failing that, this could also mean that you're going to be doing a lot of networking, either at school or on the job or with others involving, business, it looks like.
Right. I don't see that part exactly, but I do see the idea of maybe something about a wedding or situation. Towers represent institutions, and marriage is an institution.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. So
you're coming up shortly, yes. Mm-hmm. So
that's all I have.
That's all I have, pretty much.
That's what we've got for you. I wish you luck with that, Nada. Sounds like an interesting month. A little bit ups, a little bit down.
It mostly seems like it's about things that are important emotionally or possibly with relationships. All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know that, Jackie. All right. Right.
Okay, we're on Libra now.
And I think Libra asked a question. Let's see. What message did the flying white feather have for me?
Awesome.
Ooh.
The flying white feather. I like
Yep.
that.
You know, finding birds themselves are messengers. And of course, finding feathers is part of the lore. We used to have a friend, we still have that friend, but we don't see them as often, who just had a penchant for finding crow feathers and certain other birds, similar perhaps. Had quite a collection, if I recall right.
In the last week,
Stacy.
I saw birds of prey hovering on one of the roofs across the way from us and looking in our direction. I was worried for the little baby squirrels that have been roaming around, but they didn't make a meal out of
You're
any of them
welcome,
that
Nana.
I saw. So anyway, it was kind of interesting because I just caught them, and one of them was big. I really think one of them was an eagle. I really do. The other one I'm not sure about. I think it was a hawk of some sort.
All right, I'm using the Midnight Boulevard. It's my semi-creepy, gothic-ish. I love it. I really do like it. I have to. It was kind of expensive.
Hey,
All
you're
right.
welcome, Nada.
Yes. And so Libra asks, what did the flying feather mean?
We doing it my way?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to look at the question again to make sure I have the phrasing right. Where are you? Where are you? What message did the flying white feather have for me? Okay.
Here's the message.
Ooh.
3 of Swords?
It's the 3 of Swords, and it's upright. So the message may have been that there is some impending separation or some impending situation that maybe rends the heart a little bit, rends feelings between people. It could be as easy as just a really bad argument, but it could be, you know, a bit worse than that. It could be an actual breakup in relationships or real heartache.
It could be a parting of some sort. You know, I can't rule out anything. I mean, if you have elderly family members, you know, is it possible some may pass? This is a card of grief and sorrow. And so, you know, I always think of birds as messengers of the divine. And some people think that birds only come when somebody's going to pass. But I know that is not true. And so I would say to you that it could be even a parting of ways with friendship. And it may be something even where, you know, somebody is just moving away and you feel bad because you're not
Right.
going to be able to see them anymore. So it could be something like that.
Right.
You know,
It isn't
sometimes when-
necessarily, you know, about a bad situation in a relationship.
I mean, you know, in some cases, even when people are sending a child off to college or, you know, they're leaving home and moving to another state, this can be really, you know, kind of a grief experience too, a sense of loss, even though you're not really losing them, but it feels like a loss. So why is this important?
And it's the 7 of Pentacles. It's upright.
Oh,
It's a somber look, too, for the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles often acts like maybe, you know, there's a delay or there's sort of a pause in consideration. So as the idea why it's important, it may be that you do need to kind of take a step back and consider what that relationship or that situation was. Was it something that maybe can move forward, can have a little bit more nurturing or something to push it? Or does it maybe need to be abandoned at this point or left alone, left to determine its own way for itself? So this is a pause where maybe you have to consider what's best for yourself and whether or not that thing should exist on its own merits.
well, I think why it's important is, you know, why this, you know, this sorrow is going to be a real thing to you is it's going to make you pull back a little bit. You may, you know, you may pull back from social engagements or other things for a while, Libra. You know, you'll need time to process what's going on and determine what your next move should be. So I think that's what this is in this case. So where are things headed?
The upright moon.
Well, I don't know where it's headed.
I know. It's
to a period of uncertainty.
Right. You may just have a feeling there's still so much more to know about this, or that you may feel you're never going to totally know, or you may feel only with time will you gain more understanding here. It feels like there are hidden things going on somehow, whether or not you can actually find them out and whether they may make a difference. It's not clear, but it would sort of seem to go that way.
It's really funny because I wouldn't necessarily think of the white feather as, a negative that we're getting these cards, and the moon isn't necessarily negative.
Right.
It's telling you to trust your gut as to what your next move should be, maybe. It's like, yes, this whole thing may have thrown you off your game. You need to step back and really, assess what this means to you. And the moon is saying, trust your gut on what your next move should be, from what your assessment is telling you.
But you may not totally understand it, but your gut may tell you what is the best way to deal with it. So then in the Lenormand, there's the key.
Well, this is really interesting.
Keys being keys. And the bouquet, which is a gift, which is a present or something coming to you that someone gives to you or something.
Well, it's really interesting to me because I'm almost wondering if the feather was the gift. But, I think here what it's saying is that you will find joy again. The key is, you will come out of this and find joy again and happiness. This is a card not just about gifts, but it's about joy and happiness too. And so I think after all is said and done, after you process things and you go with what your gut is saying you need to do, maybe your gut is just helping you process everything and heal. You will find joy again. So I think this is just a momentary, it's just something in life that's happening, whether it's, like I said, a death of somebody, or it's somebody moving on, leaving the area, or you're actually having a parting with friends or somebody in the family, walking away, argument, you will find joy again.
I like that. There is some meme going around about how, certain things are certain kinds of gifts, and then other things that maybe are like this are another kind of gift. Maybe the realization that, and I'm going to just say this because I just get this feel from it, that there might have been something, codependent in a relationship, and it was time to realize, each of you needed to go on your own. And so that was a gift you give yourself to realize that maybe taking the time to process and realize that you would not necessarily know everything, but you could really sort of feel like movement happens. The moon is about cycles too, and that sometimes healing and growth happens in cycles. I know I'm not saying it exactly right, but
it's really funny, Libra, but when I saw that card, come up, I thought to myself well, actually, it's not that. No. Let me rephrase. Lost my thought. When I heard it was a white feather, I don't know, it popped into my head the words, take heart, you will persevere through something. And then he pulls the Three of Swords, and I'm like, oh. So that's it. You will get through this and you will find joy again. So good luck with that.
Oh, Kara, you and your craziness.
Kara is
that one looks like a real interesting one.
All right, Jennifer is up.
Yes, and Jennifer wrote us a question here.
TikTok witch. Oh, God. She's a pro already. Yeah, I love that. Right. Okay. Well, she'll have some, how should I say, some harsh lessons in that regard. So, and people like that too, the first thing that doesn't work for them, then they're usually done with it, They're like, this magic doesn't work for me. Well, did you really, really learn your stuff? Anyway.
All right. So Jennifer asks, I would like to know if any blessings will come my way before this month ends. Okay. That's going to be your deck.
I have it.
Alrighty.
And what was it again?
Will any blessings come my way before the month ends?
Okay. Hi, Jennifer. I'm going to use the Sacred She Tarot. Let's see what we get.
Oh, nice. What's the name of this Lenormand, by the way?
That is the... Oh, God. I have
it looks very spring-like.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. It's called the Sweet Blossom Lenormand. I knew it had blossom in the title, but I couldn't remember the rest. The Sweet Blossom Lenormand.
All right.
It's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty. It has a nice pastel kind of coloring and semi-whimsical artwork. I like it.
Woo! We're starting with another Empress card, but this time the Empress is upright. Wow.
And she's called Mother Nature, and that's a beautiful card.
And this came up in another reading too. It's the Nine of Pentacles, upright.
These all feel like blessings. Ah, yeah, it is really pretty, isn't it, Jackie?
We've had all of these cards in different readings. The Queen of Swords, upright.
Nice. It looks like Nefertiti.
It does. Very nice. I love this deck.
Okay.
I'm going to use this for our cards for the collective starting next week. So stay tuned.
And the Lenormand does not disappoint us either, because we get the dog. It's a pretty dog. And the ship.
And that's for our cards of the day I'll be using it for. Wow, this is a real you're talking about blessings by the end of
That's you, Gemini. I love it. Yes.
By the end of the month, there's a lot going on here, and it looks good. Weren't you looking for a home before? Did you ever find one? Are you settling in? Wasn't that Jennifer?
Well, we have a couple Jennifers.
We have a couple Jennifers.
Excuse me. I need a cough drop if you have one.
I don't.
I'll get it. You're still looking, you say. All right.
At any rate, okay, you're still looking. Well, guess what? I think keep looking, keep working at it. You know, the Empress is about being productive and making progress because, you know, you're putting in some work and maybe you've come up with some creative ideas or new ideas you might come up with. Maybe that's what Spirit's going to be giving you towards the end of this month is some new ideas of where to look. The nine of Pentacles sounds like a happy home life.
Yeah.
I mean, enjoying the comforts of a home.
Security.
So I wonder if maybe you're going to be, you know, getting close to the end of your journey here of looking for a place to live. This is possible with this card. It is saying that you feel a certain level of comfort now if you don't find the home that maybe you haven't experienced in a while, whatever that means to you if it's not the home. And ultimately here, all of this hinges, Jennifer, on the decisions that you make, the sound, good decision-making that you make.
She's absolutely right. I like this card, the interpretation. The Queen of Swords is pretty much the most powerful card in the court cards, or the female court cards, for that reason, because she knows she has the authority and the weight of wisdom is over her. I like the other cards too. They all seem quite goddess-like, and I know it's called the She Oracle, right?
Sacred She.
The Sacred She Oracle. Mother Nature, the Empress, seems to indicate that there's a lot of creativity and a lot of forward movement in projects, and that sounds like maybe building towards or working with a moving situation. It feels wonderful. I mean, I hate to be too giddy about it.
Yeah, and like I said, if it's not the home though, you're going to feel a lot better. And I will say this about the Queen of Swords too. I mentioned that it hinges on the decisions that you make, but maybe it hinges on the decision somebody else makes. In other words, they allow you to sign a lease, or you get a house, whatever, you're approved for something. Some decision may affect all of this one way or another, whether it's a decision that you make or it's a decision that someone else makes. And let's look right here. I don't know if you have any friends or any people. This could be somebody just that you trust, may have something to do with this move. Maybe somebody steers you in the right direction. You are moving towards a situation too that you will feel really secure about and comfortable with. This is a card of trust. It's like a good friend, right? The dog. So whatever you're getting into here is going to feel very comfortable for you, very safe for you.
We don't always see the Lenormand being about the same thing that Tarot's talking about. Sometimes it's clear. This one has that feel. So it's not a super strong feel, but it feels that way. I'm almost wondering too if like this suggests that there's some sort of partnership situation where, just as an example, you find somebody or somebody and you figure out that you can share space together, at least for a while, and this promotes, all of those good cards. Or that somebody who you know and trust is going to be helpful to you and you are moving towards that, that they're going to be able to make this difference for you. So it feels really good.
All of it. You have some real you've been feeling low lately. Well, feel good about this reading because it's really positive. Let it inspire you to act. The Empress is about trying to move things forward. So now's the time to act, I think, and keep things. I mean, I'm sure you have already, and it's bringing you down, but don't give up. This is a very promising reading here.
It is.
So I wish you luck in the month of March. Keep us posted.
Good luck to you.
Good luck with that. All right. You may give me my cards, and we are...
Okay, well, that's fine. And, we could do a reading for you, and then you could just navigate back here when you can, Scorpio.
Yeah,
and I appreciate what
you've left
you're
us
saying.
a question, you can come back and look at it later. You know where you are on the list here.
Right.
So right after Shirley. So just leave us a question, and then you can watch the video.
I'm just checking to see if you already did that. I don't remember. Well, if you don't, it's okay too. I do appreciate you being here and your very kind thoughts for us.
General love, please.
You got
Absolutely.
It. So,
okay.
You will be after Shirley, which is the next reading we're doing.
So I mean, you know where you are on the list. You can navigate there, when you watch the video. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping in. Yep.
All right, we're on Shirley.
All right, and Shirley left us a question too. I know they did. I saw it earlier.
There it is. Oh, no.
Did you find it?
Not yet. We had quite the active chat so far.
Will I receive the job I had an interview for yesterday?
Ooh. All right.
All right, that's a nice one. I'm going to use my Nefertari, because we had Nefertari show up in the last reading. I have a Nefertari deck. It's very golden and pretty. Ooh. You're welcome, Scorpio. Good luck to you. So if the reading, we're going to throw 3 cards and look at those, but if it's vague at all, then we will do the direct yes or no, Shirley.
You're welcome, Scorpio. Sonny is nice and laid back now. Aren't you, Sun Man? Yes, you are.
right. And our cards for Shirley are the Seven of Wands upright. Nice. The Star upright. Very nice.
Wow.
And the Ten of Wands reversed.
Nice.
Nice.
Hold on.
These are nice cards, Shirley.
Let's not act too soon.
The Whip. Whip it good.
Maybe I like this.
And clouds in your coffee or clouds otherwise.
Well, there's a little bit of uncertainty here, but I will say this, Shirley. You are in a good position to possibly get this job. You know, with the Seven of Wands here, it's looking as though you have risen above some of the people you might be competing, you know, for the job.
Yes.
It looks like you might be rising above them in the eyes of the people that interviewed you. You seem to have a good position. Now, if they're interviewing people after they've interviewed you, you know, we'll see. But I think here right now, as it stands, it looks as though you have a good shot at that. And with the Star upright, is that what that is? Seriously?
Yes, it is.
That's very optimistic. Things look good. I mean, they obviously felt very optimistic about, you know, with the interview. And you maybe, I don't know how you feel, if you felt it was really shaky or not, but maybe you're feeling a little bit optimistic too about this one. Or you should be.
Mm-hmm. I can't disagree with either of those. I would interpret them pretty much the same. You just seem to be leading versus any other candidates. They think of you more highly, or they see you qualified above them. The Star is maybe just the idea that they are optimistic about you as a choice, I suppose, or that they maybe even see greater value to you as a choice, perhaps. I'm going to go ahead with the Ten of Wands reverse then, and just indicate that either for their point of view, this may indicate that they feel selection of you releases a certain burden that they had, you know, that you would fill a necessary position or be helpful. But more likely this might apply to you, Shirley, that, you know, getting this job maybe really frees you from certain obligations. Number one, looking for any other job, but number two, you know, the obligations about, you know, worrying where your next rent payment is coming from or things like that.
With the with
Reversed.
the Ten of Wands reversed, yeah, I didn't cover that. I think that you could just kind of let things go, you know. It's always good to write them a letter and thank them for the interview. I'm sure you know all that stuff. But I was going to say, kind of just ease up now. And you've done the best you could. You got through the interview process. You got an interview. So ease up on yourself a little bit here and worry less about this. I think that what will be will be. You presented a pretty good case here, and it looks as though things are looking very positive. And I think with the Lenormand shows a little bit of uncertainty, and the Whip is here. I think you're going to find that you will get an answer fairly quickly on this one way or another.
Yeah,
so the
that's what I would
uncertainty
say.
will be dispelled by the quick action that they will take in letting you know one way or another, you know, whether you got the job.
Right. It doesn't really say negative or positive, but it just says that maybe from your point of view of that idea of wondering, you know, being, you know, like puzzled a little bit, the resolution will be swift.
This is leaning pretty positive. I hate to do a yes, no, and give you a negative.
Yeah, I think we can
I
solve
think we
this
should
with that.
probably leave it like this, don't you?
I agree.
I think you have a really good shot at this, so good luck with that. I think it looks very favorable.
Good luck, Shirley. Please do let us know.
Yes, we'll want to know. We hope to hear
We're
you
rooting
are
for you. We are rooting
employed.
for you. Alrighty. So now we are in Scorpio, and I love you, Scorpio. Thank you for sending your healing vibes.
So we've got the general love reading, and I'll get a deck.
Alrighty. Don't forget, we are back Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. to do pretty much what we did here tonight. It is a busier afternoon, and usually we're only getting in about 18 readings, so come early. And if you can't stay, leave us your question if you wish. Otherwise, we can't guarantee, you'll get back in line.
And do not forget my Material Matter show, which comes out Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a video presentation, but we are live in the chat.
Keep talking about it for a moment.
We are live in the chat, and I go over the readings a little bit that I've done and chat it up and drink coffee with everybody. That's the main gist of it. We have fun. We have good conversation. So join us.
Thank you. I was trying to remember to do something because I really wanted to change the color there.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, it looks a little faded out there.
What do you think of that? It's also faded out.
Oh. Well, the important part is the time.
Yes.
Is the time of my show, I guess.
Just come. Just come, everybody.
Come. All right. Well, this is not good. General love reading.
Oh.
Sorry, Scorpio.
Don't I know that? And it's the Tower reversed. Oops. 9 of Wands. He looks a little bedraggled. 7 of Pentacles. We've been there before too.
Yep. It's interesting we're getting some repeat cards from these readings. This might be some astrological energy going on or something. I don't know.
All right, and the Lenormand is clouds.
Again?
Hi, SP.
Hi, SP. I'll get you on the list. I'm not going to post it till after the reading, though.
And the snake. The snake is looking towards the clouds. And it's hard to say if those are the dark side or not. I don't know that it is, but snake in the clouds.
I think it's usually the light side.
Okay, so general love reading.
Well, this is kind of somber, to say the least.
Yeah.
It's as if, I don't know if, you're with somebody right now or not, but somebody hasn't learned some lessons they've needed to take in. So if you've been arguing with somebody or having disagreements in romance and love right now, or there's been a breakup, it's almost as if it's hard to move on or move forward with something. Like, for example, if it's just an argument, if one of the people involved just isn't getting it, just isn't understanding what the problem is, right?
I sort of feel like maybe this is about a relationship you already have. I don't know if it's a very serious one or not, but it feels like you've been revolving around this, like maybe this has happened more than once. And the only reason I say that is because of the 9 of Wands and the little bedraggled cat there who feels like they know they're going through this. This has happened. They know that they're standing up for themselves. So I sort of feel Scorpio is like someone else is not necessarily contributing worthily and needs to learn a lesson. And you're sort of standing by them, but you sort of have this feeling, maybe you're coming to the feeling that they're going to be hard to change or to improve themselves. The 7 of Pentacles may suggest that you need a cooling off period in this relationship, or you need to tell them, that they have things to take a pause and maybe reflect on.
Well, I'm going to finish up what I was going to say initially where I was going, but I'm also going to throw something else out there because this was a general love reading. So, I would say this, somebody hasn't learned their lesson, and so you have to prepare to, either, how should I say this? you have to prepare either to defend, your position, or you have to prepare to fight for your situation here. In other words, just because if this isn't you who hasn't learned the lesson and it's the other person, then it just may indicate to me that if it's you and not the other person, that you have to prepare to defend yourself. If it is the other person, you have to be able to tell them, hey, I'm standing my ground here for this, I'm insisting, that you let go of whatever it is they're holding on to that they can't come to terms with. And ultimately, with that Seven of Pentacles, I would say that, you need to step back and really assess where this relationship is going, if it isn't an existing relationship. Now, if you are single, I would say this. What baggage are you holding on from a past relationship that may be making you struggle in maybe finding, the person, a healthy relationship now? You may be putting up a wall that people can't break through, okay? You might be putting up a barrier because you maybe are on the defensive because of whatever you've been through before. And you're going to have to kind of try to open your heart again and be a little bit more vulnerable and let people in. You can't judge everybody by what you've been through in the past. And ultimately, this is a time of assessment. What do you really need to do to move forward with love and your relationships?
I like what Banshee said there, especially with that Nine of Wands, because that could, and now I've moved over to the idea about whether or not, this wasn't about a specific relationship, right, that you were single, in fact, and just, like you said, a general love reading, that maybe this is saying, you are being overly defensive, or that you sort of feel you're informed more by the bad things that have happened that have given you this kind of sterner aspect. And so that does lead naturally to that Seven of Pentacles, saying maybe you need to look at things from a different point of view, pull back a little bit, and have a perspective of letting things, go the way they want to go without necessarily being very causal in directing that. I mean, maybe you have to let some things happen the way they want to when it comes to looking for love or feeling like you're moving into that situation. I'm just suggesting that.
And what's this card again? It's the clouds, right?
The clouds with the snake facing it.
So I think here that maybe this could be, don't allow past deceptions or betrayals, affect, confuse you, to keep you in a state of uncertainty here. You have to move past whatever has happened, here, one way or the other, and either that's setting boundaries if it's somebody who has overstepped themselves and caused a little bit of a betrayal of your confidence or trust, or if it's something else, or if it's, even if you're not in a relationship and this is past baggage from a previous relationship, you can't let that continue to leave you in a state of uncertainty. You need to move past it in order to open your heart again to welcome love in.
Right. If this is more about, you being single and wondering what the pool of possibilities is like, don't let past baggage or past deceptions, I would say betrayals, lead you to be confused about what you want or what you want to do. But if it's really about relationships you might be involved in now, then maybe it's saying almost the same thing, but saying that, to some degree that's active now, that maybe if people are displaying themselves differently than what you think they really are, that's only going to confuse you about what their intentions are, about where things are going to go. So good luck,
That's what
Scorpio.
we have for you, Scorpio. Good luck with that. Thanks for stopping in today.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you again.
All right, so we are on Kara
with her question.
Kara, I gotta tell you, it finally broke.
Oh no.
It finally broke. But you know what? They still play with it. I kind of move it around the table. and wave it around their head, and they bat at it. So it's still a good toy for the cats.
I thought I saved a good deck for your question, Kara, and so I'm
What
going to
was
use.
the question exactly? I was.
Well, yeah, I don't know exactly what your question is, but it was certainly interesting.
So she said, when my parents go, that her is a place for my kind.
I guess you're wondering if she presents a problem to you overall there, because of what she's doing. And
or was there a question previously posted?
help us out, Kara.
Yeah, I need a little clarification on your question, Kara.
But I have picked the Gothic Tarot of Vampires. I mean, do you want to know if she's somebody that, you'll have to do, something to be protective of? Is she getting in the way of your inheritance? Okay, you did sort of talk about that. I wasn't sure if that was the question, though.
Yeah,
I like that, though. That works.
It absolutely works.
See what the factors are, and if it doesn't make sense, we will do a yes/no. Here we go. And it's the Two of Cups upright. I said it was vampires.
You did. So Two of Cups?
Yes, and it's the Six of Cups upright. But it is the Queen of Cups reversed.
Well, that's her. I think this is okay, and I will talk about it in a minute. But anyway, here's this. And remember, this is not the Tarot Tower. It's the Lenormand Tower, and it's a different thing. So let's talk about this.
Sadly, I feel like she's stuck with you. That Two of Cups...
I like it.
She's in this relationship with your brother, and so I sort of feel, and like it's like they're in bed together and they're bonding.
Please don't get graphic.
Okay, well they're obviously a real bonding thing here, like a vampire would. The Six of Cups. Has she been around a while? Has she been involved with your brother for a while, or I don't know? What do you think about the Six of Cups? It sort of talks about past stuff, but.
I really got to put it all together.
Okay.
But yes, it talks about past stuff. It could talk about the bond between Kara and her brother, right?
Well, there's a possibility there.
And especially with the Two of Cups there. So this is my point to you, Kara. I really feel blood is thicker than water here, okay? And yes, your brother could be manipulated by this person. I feel that Queen of Cups is her, but I almost feel like the bond that you have with your brother and the feeling, I mean, does your brother treat you badly too? Is your brother okay with you? Because I'm getting the feeling
Married for years, okay.
Well, I'm getting the feeling here that he will still stand by you because of, your family, your family. So I almost get the feeling he may stand by you.
Is she Italian? Because you're more family than she is.
Well,
I'm just saying.
At any rate, I do want to go to the end there to that Queen of Cups because I think that's her. She's clearly got some issues, some emotional imbalance issues here. And maybe that's just reflective, too, of how she's feeling towards you. She may not like you. She may not feel good about you, and I think that's pretty apparent. But I do feel like that in a way, those two other cards are indicating to me she may not be able to interfere with the family tie.
Which two other cards?
The Two of Cups upright and the Six of Cups upright.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so they're all cup cards, by the way, need I say.
Heavy
so this
emotion
is about
stuff.
bonding and love. you know? And so the Tower and the Stork indicates to me that, well, I don't think it's bad, though, because these two are not bad together. I think the Tower is saying that there may be some, obviously some legal documents that could bring you a new beginning. So it'll probably be your inheritance, right?
I'm sort of coming in the back doorway saying that because of the structure of things, legal-wise, institutional-wise, that she probably really can affect that, and that it really will open up for you the way it should.
The best thing is if there's a will. If there is a will that specifies things going to you, or that things have to be shared equitably.
Well, when you say holder, that sort of sounds like he has a particular power within the distribution of the will. He might have the power
of a estate like your sister had.
Right. So you probably have to, come together with him in some form.
Just stay in your brother's good graces if you are already. That would be my advice. And don't try to stir up any trouble with who, because she's not very balanced, okay? And it would probably not serve you well to do that. So, I would just say don't try to ignore her if you can and just hold your own here. I think more likely than not, she won't be able to interfere. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Kara. Boy, you always have interesting stuff. They should do a soap opera about you and your family.
Hey, there's all kinds of people with interesting stuff. Libra's got great questions.
But
Jackie's had some great questions, those past life questions.
I agree, but stuff. I kind of glommed to Kara because she's my opposite Taurus, She has Scorpionic qualities. I have Taurian qualities.
You just like Kara because she encourages you to sing. I know.
Maybe. Hi, Raymond.
Okay, Raymond, we'll get you on the list. Thanks for posting. I'm about to post the list right now so you can see where you are. And if you can't stay, we'll still do your reading for you. You'll be on the list. Let me just do that real quick. And we are on... Oops, I have Kara still on there. Whoops.
We're on Jebusson.
Hi, Jebusson. I'll repost it again. Sorry. Oop.
And we're probably close to closing our list, so you made it in time, Raymond. Thank you.
All right. I'll get my deck.
All right, Jebusson, do we have a question? I know you usually wait till we call you, so we appreciate it. You stick around.
We might have posted it. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think I saw it. So we'll give you a moment to put your question out there. And in the meantime, I will once again mention that we have happy hour at 4 p.m. this Saturday. We will not take questions, but we will give you a one-card reading of positivity
for your week ahead.
Look at you, Jackie. I saw that. For the week ahead. So join us at 4 p.m. this Saturday. And,
I'm not sure I'm finding anything either, so...
Yeah, Jebusson, if you're here, please give us your question. We are close to closing the list, so you may not get back in if we don't do you soon.
I'm not seeing their name on the list.
I saw their name on the list. Okay. They asked to be on the list. I saw that.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the only thing I've seen.
Okay.
Jebusson, we are close to moving on to the next person, so now is the time to say, I'm here, and we'll let you write a question. Otherwise, we are moving on. Imagine.
Still up at 1:30. Oh my gosh, Jackie. You're
Imagine-
like me. Well, but I probably do it more often than you. Ask Mr. O.
Imagine the Jeopardy theme playing right now, and your time is running out, Jebusson. We are going to...
Last call for Jebusson. I will get the list updated.
All right.
All right, we got to move on. Mary the Aries is up.
And I think Mary left us a question, of course.
Yes, she did.
Alrighty.
I don't remember what, but
I'll find it.
You do that. Whoopsie. You're very welcome, Shirley.
What should I be focusing on to get to my next level up? Okay, I like that question.
Oh, yeah. Next level up.
No, that's fine. We just got to just now.
Yeah.
So I like your question, though. What should you do to receive your next level up? That's going to be mine, right?
You're welcome, Shirley. It's interesting. I think you have a good shot at it.
No,
so
we're
good
doing...
luck.
Oh, Shirley. Whoops, I'm sorry, Mary,
Yeah.
Shirley. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I confused you with Mary. I'm not sure why I did
Yeah.
that. No, we did do
We
your
did
reading
your
already.
reading a while back, so rewind to it. Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm at a boo-boo. I'm looking for a new deck to use.
It's my deck, isn't it?
No, you used one last time. I think you did.
Oh, the Grimalkin. You're right. Okay. You're right.
I'm going to use my Universal Monsters.
Wait a minute.
Oh, are you right?
Who did we just read for? Was it Kara? It was Kara, right?
I guess. I don't remember. Yes, it was Kara. Because Kara was before she...
Yes, it was Kara.
So was
and
you...
didn't I throw those out
Okay,
for
go
Kara?
ahead. It's so important.
It is.
Jingo Nettie.
Now you have messed my mojo up. I must get back into this.
Well, that's a
So
good
what was
reason why
the
you should let me
question
do
again?
it. That's a good reason why you should let me do it.
What was the question?
What should Mary be focusing on or their
Leveling
next
up.
level up?
Got it.
Oh my goodness. What should I be focusing on to get my next level up? Excuse us, we're at the end of the evening.
All right. Well, we have the world reversed. We have the Two of Wands upright. And guess who's back? The Queen of Cups, but this time upright.
Well, I see a little bit of a story here, I think.
What do you got with the...
In Lenormand.
See a little bit of one myself. Do you want me to get started?
Sure, I'm going to turn these real quick, though. It's the Lily. And the Crossroads. Go ahead, then.
It is interesting. I kind of feel here, Mary, that what you need to focus on is finishing what you started, or finishing something, ending something maybe, to go on to that next level. It's almost as if maybe there's something yet to be done before you can move on to this next level. And I guess I'll stop there,
Yeah,
but it really does tie into
Right,
that.
I mean, because we could kind of do it your way, too, the other way.
Well,
but we don't have to. We didn't, in intention, we didn't set it out that way.
No, we didn't.
So I do feel that one of the things you should focus on, or maybe the first thing, is really the sense that you should become aware of the cycles that you are in. Some of them may overlap because they're for possibly mutual purposes, but not all of them. And realizing that maybe this time, or at least for some of these things, is coming to an end, and maybe this is a time for you to review if you really feel satisfied with what you've learned or completed. If you haven't, then that's where one of the things you may need to focus on for your next leveling up.
Right. It's almost as if you just have to let go, end one cycle to begin the new level. And I think here with the Two of Wands upright, it's telling me that what you need to focus on too is opening yourself up to, it's not exactly the Fool, but it has some of that energy attached to it. You have to be willing to kind of open yourself up to new experiences, new ideas for growth. Step outside of your comfort zone. I think if you want to level up, you have to realize you have to challenge yourself in some way. And that may, bring a little bit of discomfort, but you know what? It's kind of like what's his name, Congressman John Lewis said, it's good trouble. I mean, it's good comfort, it's discomfort. You need this to grow. You want to level up. And sometimes leveling up means that there will be challenges. But these challenges are very growthful for you.
This Two of Wands actually kind of flows from the World Reverse, because it is an acknowledgement that maybe you are going to be moving somewhere else. You're moving away from something. You're moving actually from a sense of having accomplished something, and whether this is really the completion of cycles that frees you for focusing on the level up, because I think through that process you see where you're going to level up, where you're going to find new challenges or stimuli, situations that say this is the clues to follow towards that leveling up.
And finally, I think here,
the Queen of Cups upright.
Open your heart to this, open your heart to the concept. You want to level up. You have to be open. You have to be receptive. You may have to be a little bit vulnerable in order to, like I said, accept the challenges that, leveling up will bring to you.
I like the idea of the Queen of Cups maybe in some decks, but I'm going to say it here, immersing yourself in your full range of emotionality,
I like that.
And yet still trying to retain a sense of detachment from very personal things. View your emotionality as something that you see, outside yourself in a way, but that allows you to still have that process of rational thought as it affects the emotions. So in other words, strategic ways of looking at being kinder or more compassionate or more, I don't want to say intellectual, but that's the word that works, maybe more of a pragmatic way of looking at how to work with your emotional realm and use that towards this new leveling up of being kind or more compassionate, or opening your heart to wisdom lessons from, some greater place. So then we go to the Lenormand.
And the crossroads and the lilies indicates to me is...
the time is now.
Well,
in a way.
Maybe. I think what it's saying is, you're at a crossroads right now on deciding what this path will be, because I almost feel like you want to level up, but whatever you're leveling up to, I have a feeling has long-term implications for you. So in other words, don't just think this leveling up is going to be, I'm not going to say it's the end of your journey. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is that it may be a longer-term investment, a growthful investment here. So you may be doing whatever this is for a while. And you know what? You will grow and mature from this process. I think that, you will.
Well, it could be saying that, in some ways you may always stand at the crossroads of looking at how you are evolving, that it's like constant change. It's perpetual change.
I even like that better, that maybe this is saying, yeah, you're ending one cycle, you want to level up, and it seems to me maybe that's not the end of your journey there either, that you will be at this crossroads again, and because it's a part of evolution, we grow, we evolve, and part of that is the willingness to step outside your comfort zone and allow new growth to occur. So good luck with that.
That's a good message for you. And that's what we have. So
nice
we
reading.
will now move on to SP.
And we are on SP, who had a question posted.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to use my Universal Monsters Tarot. So basically, how will the call with your boss go?
Because now we are done.
What's that?
The list is closed.
I guess so. No one else has come in, and no one
Shirley just commented. Ah, that's great. Well, I think you'll find out sooner than later, Shirley. I wish you luck. It looked pretty optimistic.
It did. It really looked optimistic. I remember it. Good luck to you, of course. Yeah.
Keep us posted.
Okay. And I'm going to look at SP again.
I like this cat's deck. I should bring it out more often. I like that cat's eye deck. It's really nice.
How will the call with your boss go?
Oh, about a project and that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh.
So is it a concern because this person was helping you on the project, but now they've removed themselves, and so you're wondering how it will go? I think that's fair. So the first card is the Knight of Castles. That's the Knight of Pentacles. And it's upright.
Okay.
And it's upright. It's
nice.
The Knight.
Got it.
The next card is the Hermit.
You're welcome, Shirley. You're welcome from Oberon, too.
Yes.
The Knight of Pentacles, they're both upright.
The Hermit.
Oh, the Hermit.
The Knight of Pentacles was the first one, dear.
Got it, and the Hermit.
And then the Two of Pentacles upright, the Two of Castles.
Can I see your Hermit card? That looks really cool.
I think it's Igor from the movies.
I like it. Very cool.
Let me look at it, because I thought he wore a hat like that.
And
maybe
what was that,
not.
the Eight of Pentacles?
Oh, no, that's actually the Phantom of the Opera. He's down in the... Doesn't it look like he's on a boat in those waters?
And he's got that mask on, yeah. Oh, interesting.
And that was the Hermit, and that's the Phantom of the Opera. He lived alone. He was a hermit. Okay, so...
And what was the last one?
The Two of Castles, the Two of Pentacles.
Got it. Ooh.
So I think this is kind of interesting because, SP, the Knight of Castles, the Knight of Pentacles says, move with consistent pace and realize that you are working constantly on this and that you are trying to move it ahead. There's a sense maybe a little bit of the Pentacles being about growthful things, that you are growing this. The Hermit says that maybe indeed if somebody stepped out on you, you are doing this alone. You are working alone to your own intents and purposes. But the Two of Pentacles at the end, to me, kind of shows you are balancing things, and that probably this is an acknowledgement that from that call that you are working consistently, you're working alone, and everything is balanced. So it seems like that's what you have to report, and that maybe it would be received well, because it seems to be a good indication in a way.
Well, you wanted to know how the meeting would go. And so I feel here that I think that your boss will realize you've been doing your part. that you've had to move slower because maybe this other person isn't helping you, or backed off the project. And so you might say, hey, I'm working alone now. The Hermit here also indicates that too. But I also think that I think your boss is going to look at this with a sense of wisdom and why, and treat you fairly. I mean, they may offer you some counsel or some advice here in the matter or the situation. I'm almost for some reason thinking that, this might be indicative of your boss. Or maybe it's possible here they will get somebody else to support you in this project. It's possible. I think with the Two of Pentacles is indicating to me that they will realize that you have a lot on your plate right now, and that you're doing the best you can to balance things out. And as Mr. O said, if you're really concerned, maybe some of the things he talked to you about saying to your boss, just the fact that, hey, I'm pacing myself, I'm doing the best I can, I'm working hard. If you can offer me any advice, I'd appreciate it, because that's where the Hermit comes in. And, and you're trying to do the best job you can. You're keeping everything under control. And maybe you can tell him that. Just say, it's not a little easy for me right now, but I have everything under control. Because when the Two of Pentacles is upright, it is saying it may be tough, but you are managing things.
You're managing things. And I appreciate what you said there, because I think it really informed my view better a little bit too. This really is more about, what happens with your boss. These are things that you can express to them, but I think Banshee's got more on the money there, that these things result from how you interact with your boss. And I wanted to show you the box, because you mentioned you like this deck. It is the Universal Monsters Tarot deck, Jackie. And I do like this deck. I want to work with it more. It's a little bit hard to shuffle, still a little stiff.
It's really well done for one of these. I do
like it. And especially if you know the Universal horror movies, you're like, oh yeah, definitely. And there's our key again, SP. We had the key for somebody else. Now you get it. And the tree, which we had for somebody else, but these are...
You mentioned growth with all the pentacle action there.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I was laughing to myself because I had the tree, which is the tree is about growth. And so I feel here the key is learn from this experience you're going through. And I also think that maybe the meeting with your boss, you yourself will learn a lot about, how your boss feels about you and supports you at this meeting. I think it will turn out well. There's a lot of, growth cards here. So I really think that it should go okay.
I like the growth aspect. Sometimes the tree feels like it's a sense of a camaraderie, like maybe it's your family or maybe it's your coworkers. Do you have, a pretty good relationship with your boss or people there? This could be indicative that there is support there because they do feel you grow with them, and that helps you in the key with, coming across to them as we've suggested. So I like that. Good luck.
Could very well be.
And, I think I like this deck a bit, but I don't use it as much because it's a little darker in tone, so it doesn't show up as good on the camera, Jackie. But I do like it, and if you get it, you'll have to let me know what you think of it. It's pretty cool. I do like it.
All right. So we're on Raymond, our last reading.
Hey, Raymond, thanks for waiting. And Raymond asked us... F called yesterday. She told me she loves me still. Do you see us getting back in a relationship soon? All right, that's a pretty standard question we can ask.
All right. I guess I'll use this cat one here.
My, look at that time. We're almost done.
Yeah. I got to work on the card for the collective. Did you do yours?
Almost. Well, I wrote some lines, but I think I struggled at the end, and it's either going to be short or I have to do more.
Well, I'm going to photograph my oracle, so if you want to finish yours while I'm doing that, that'll be fine.
We'll see. So once again, don't forget to watch Banshee's Material Matters on Sunday.
And don't
Join
forget
us,
to watch
everyone.
Mr. O's Emotional Exchanges tomorrow.
Yes, don't forget. There we go. I think I got your colors back to where I want them.
Well, you could put the name of my show in black print or something.
Put it where?
In black print so it would stand out. Or maybe make it the same color as the time.
Are you leaving us already? We're not done with Raymond. You can't go yet.
Yeah, you can't leave yet, Kara. We're just teasing you. I saw you at Ms. Victoria's show yesterday, so I was there for a bit, but I had to go in and out because that's around the time I usually do my cancer drug, and I got to prep that, so anyway. Okay, so what was the question again?
Will Raymond get back together with F? Is there a good chance
Got
that
it.
they will get back together?
Well, we have the Earth Tom here.
What's that?
Good question, isn't that?
Oh, the Tom is the knight or the king, right?
I think it's the king.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
So
it's the King of Pentacles.
Yep. Oh boy. This is not happy. We have the Ten of Swords reversed, the Ten of upright, the Ten of Sky.
Okay, Ten of Swords.
And then they have the Eight of Wands reversed. Well, maybe we'll want to do a yes-no on this, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. You said in a relationship soon. It may or may not happen soon, or maybe at all.
Yeah, you asked if you'd get together again? Is that what it was?
Right. I mean, maybe it'll be not the relationship you're thinking or hoping it is. But here in Lenormand land, I have the stork and the letter.
That's really interesting. There's some issues here that have to be, done. Maybe it sounds like you're talking again and, that things might go back to normal. I think with the King of
Yes.
Pentacles here, that's saying that, this may...
Well, it may be a question about who's in control or who really is kind of like the de facto head of the relationship or the dominant one. I mean, that's the reality.
Well, what I might also say is that maybe that's the issue, is that if everybody feels they have their own sense of autonomy here and the sense of control in their own lives now, where one is not trying to control the other, that there's an equal sharing of, power, that maybe things can work out. And with the Ten of Sky here, one of you may feel like you've been betrayed, like there's something that's hanging over this whole situation that may be hard for somebody to really let go of. Now, the good news with the Ten of Swords is that usually there's a light in the background here that indicates you can change this reality. You can move past this. But it's not going to be easy. Everybody has to be willing to give this a second chance and not hold on to the pain that they were experiencing. So even though things are looking, like they could be manageable, this is a little bit of a challenge, a hurdle to this, right?
It's a challenge, and I've kind of kept up with you with both of those cards. I feel those things too. So I want to just turn to the Eight of Wands, which is reversed, and suggest going slow and not being destination oriented, a target, like saying the relationship could start again, that maybe you have to give it space to decide that maybe having that same kind of relationship isn't necessarily where both of you want to go to together. Maybe you do, Maybe she does. Maybe you're not exactly together yet.
100% I like that. And I will say that, oh gosh.
Eight of Wands reversed.
Right. Which is about, energy, communication. Be careful not to push things forward too fast. Take your time.
There you go.
Communicate with each other and make sure everybody is over whatever happened that pulled you apart or, has caused problems in the relationship. Make sure everything is okay and take your time. If you rush things and one of you tries to push things too quickly, you might just push the other one out of the picture.
Having said that,
right,
all of that, the letter in the stork maybe indicates the idea that communication towards the idea of what a new beginning could be or might be could happen. That maybe this is an invitation to say, talk about what potentials are for starting over before really saying, well, they're going to happen or we are. In other words, it's still talking about communication, I guess.
Well, the letter is about invitations or communication, and you have it with the stork, which is about new beginnings, which, in your case, it could be second chances, right? This relationship could get an invitation to have a second chance here. Consider what's going on right now between the two of you as that potential opening. And I say opening because I do feel you still have some things to work on here. And the more you take your time in dialogue and be open and honest with each other and work through whatever went wrong in the past and, made somebody feel maybe more hurt than the other is important. It's important in this process. So things may be looking up, but there are some challenges here. So I'm going to say it could go either way, but I'm leaning leaning a little bit more positive that you could have a fresh start here. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Raymond. Hope you see that. And 8:59. I have closed the list. I have put out the little sign saying we are closed.
Kara, you're so sweet. We didn't mean to force you to stay.
I'm even going to take off my hat because it's been itching my head a little bit.
We didn't mean to force you to stay, but everybody can stay to the end. We really appreciate you all. And, and want to thank you for
Thank you, Jackie,
your
for staying up.
And Jackie burning the midnight oil for us. So appreciate you. And of course, I'm going to try to catch up with all the freaking email I haven't been. Mr. O keeps ragging at me. He keeps ragging at me. I want you to know that. So, but he does try to keep me informed too, which helps. So, anyway, thanks everybody. We're going to get back to taxes after tomorrow. We'll be feeling a lot better. So hopefully by happy hour, we'll be happy.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, unless they have bad news at the tax preparer's office.
There is that.
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great rest of your evening or day. And we hope to see you real soon. We love and care for you all. Bye-bye for now.
I can do it. All right, bye.